Two giants will clash for the 2022 World Cup Final. On one side, you have Argentina with 2 World Cup titles and led by no one less than Lionel Messi. On the other side, you have the current champs and also holders of 2 World Cup titles, France, that are also led by no one less than Kylian Mbappe. So, who's going to win the World Cup? Hi, I'm here, Filippo, and welcome to Tactical Manager TV, and welcome to the Ultimate Max Pro Super Plus something else World Cup Final prediction video. And of course, unfortunately, the World Cup is coming to an end, but lucky for us, the wait for the next edition will be much shorter. We were only going to have to wait 3.5 years for the 2026 World Cup instead of the regular 4 years of wait, or 4.5 years that we had to wait for the Qatar World Cup. For this video, I will break down both national teams, Argentina and France, and give you my predictions for the World Cup Final. I will also, towards the end, give my quick thoughts on the third place match between Croatia and Morocco. So right now, what I want to ask you is to hit the like button if you enjoyed the 2022 World Cup. It's been one heck of a tournament, and comment your predictions for the final down below, which, by the way, we will be doing a live watch along for Argentina versus France this Sunday here at the channel. Okay, shall we start? Okay, so first, let's talk about Argentina. Throughout history, Argentina has played 5 World Cup finals, to which out of those 5, they have won 2 and lost 3. But this one feels different. It feels like there's more weight to it, or more pressure. Something feels different about this Argentina final. What is it? You see, it's Messi's last World Cup, and this Argentina squad has taken responsibility upon themselves to give the best player of this generation a World Cup trophy after failing to get it in 2014. I mean, Maradona has one, and if Maradona has one, unfortunately for me, because I'm Brazilian, Messi kind of needs one as well, looking from an Argentine perspective. So there is more pressure on this final for them than ever. But there's also more motivation than ever. Okay, but what about their World Cup campaign? Argentina looked shaky to start the World Cup after they were stunned by Saudi Arabia in the opener. Then they bounced back in the group stage by defeating Mexico and Poland both 2-0 after that 2-1 defeat against the Saudis. Now they moved on to the knockout rounds where they faced Australia in the round of 16 and defeated them 2-1. In a game that they also looked shaky towards the end, even though they had the 2-0 lead, Australia almost came back to tie that match, even though Lautaro Martinez for that one was making his best 2014 Higuaín impression by missing goals left and right. In the quarterfinals, they faced the Netherlands, and that went to a penalty shootout after a 2-2 draw. And in my opinion, that was one of the best games of the tournament, where Argentina advanced to the semifinals. Last but not least, Argentina got their revenge from 2018 by defeating Croatia 3-0 in the semifinals. Throughout this campaign, Scaloni mostly set up Argentina in a 4-2-3-1 formation that also looks like a 4-4-2 at times because Messi really has a lot of freedom to float around, and he essentially looks like a second striker. We did also see a back 3 against the Dutch where they played a 3-5-2 formation, which allowed Scaloni to play Romero, Lisandro Martinez, and Otamendi at the back line. But for the final, I'm expecting him to go with his back 4. So we're going to see Argentina in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2 depending on how he sets up, to be specific. Now, in terms of their players, Emi Martinez has been simply world class in this tournament, a fantastic goalkeeper, and if this match goes to penalty shootouts, he is ready, and he is one of the best in the world in penalty shootouts. Now, Otamendi in that back line has been absolutely fantastic. I personally thought he was finished when he left Man City a couple years back, but boy, he has been having himself one heck of a tournament. Enzo Fernandez right now is another player I need to mention who has been absolutely brilliant for Argentina, their best central midfielder in my opinion right now, and he has been a game changer for them. Another player I need to mention is also De Paul, which he is vital for Scaloni's system and the way he wants to set up the team. He can play as a central midfielder for them, and at times we even see him play as a right midfielder in the 4-4-2 when they want to go a bit more defensive. Now, McAllister, despite not playing at the same level as Lo Celso, in my personal opinion, he has been very good for Argentina in this World Cup. Now, unfortunately, Di Maria is not expected to be 90 minutes fit, but he will likely come off the bench throughout the match. He was going to come off the bench in the semifinals, but Scaloni decided to rest him because the game was already decided. But now, why don't we talk about their front two that has been balling out all tournament longer for the most part? Lionel Messi and Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez was expected to be the backup of Lautaro Martinez for this tournament, but his great form and Lautaro's poor form led him to become a locked-in starter. Julian has 4 goals scored in this World Cup, including a brace in the semifinals versus Croatia. And then there is Lionel Messi. I mean, what can I say? He is the greatest player of this generation and to some, the best of all time. At age 35, Messi is having the best World Cup of his career, even better than the 2014 World Cup where he lost in the final. So far, he has 5 goals and 3 assists in 6 matches played. He has been crucial for Argentina and has scored in every single knockout round in this edition of the World Cup. Look at it this way. Cristiano Ronaldo has never scored 1 World Cup knockout round in his entire career. Now, despite thinking this Argentine side no longer depended on Lionel Messi, that's what I thought before the World Cup, I can affirm right now that I was wrong, and they most certainly do, and they will rely on him till the end if they want to win the 2022 World Cup. Oh, and a little fun fact for you. In the 1990 World Cup, Argentina lost the opener to Cameroon, okay, which was a major upset at the time. And for that same edition, they also made it to the final. Unfortunately, if you're Argentine, they lost to Germany in the final. But it's just a little fun fact to not get carried away if a team struggles in the first game. Also, Spain in 2010, they lost the first match of the World Cup and went on to win it. So a lot of people overreacted to that Saudi Arabia match, but I told everyone they were still title contenders. And here they are. Now let's talk about France, which I guess they call them the Bleu because I heard that chant, Allez les Bleus, which means let's go Blues. I think that's right. I'm sorry, my French is not very good. The only word I really know at French is croissant. France looks to defend their title against Argentina this Sunday and be the first team since Brazil in the 1958-1962 World Cups to win a double, aka 2 World Cups in a row. The only 2 countries to ever do that were Brazil and Italy, and that was way back in the day. Italy did it in the 30s and Brazil did it in the 60s. This will also be France's 4th World Cup final. They won it back in 2018 and 1998 alongside losing to Italy in the 2006 World Cup final. You know, that game that Zinedine Zidane decided to headbutt Materazzi? I don't know why. France's path to the final of the 2022 World Cup was really not that bumpy. They started off by defeating Australia comfortably 4-1. After that, they were able to face Denmark and defeat them with a strong 2-1 victory. Then they lost to Tunisia in the last game of the group stage, but by then they were already qualified and they played a team full of reserves. Camavinga even played as a left back for that game. For the round of 16, France knocked out Poland with ease with a 3-1 victory, and then they went on to the quarterfinals where they had their toughest match in the tournament so far, which was against England. Now for that match, they were far more efficient than England and they got 2 goals and England got 1. But that game could have gone either way. Sadly for England, Harry Kane was not able to convert his second penalty kick to tie the game and France was able to advance, which they went on to defeat everyone's favorite underdog in the semifinals, Morocco, 2-0. The French team has it all. High soccer IQ, athleticism, good tactics, technique. They are a scary opponent. They know how to play to their strengths. A team that likes to play without the ball and allow you to believe you are under control, and then they'll hit you on the counterattack and score. On goal, they still have the experienced goalkeeper Lloris that's been absolutely fantastic. Varane is a world-class center back with lots of experience as well in this team. Tchouaméni has shown the world why Real Madrid signed him in this 2022 World Cup. The balance, the composure, and the ability he brings to the midfield is remarkable. He probably even made some French fans forget that they don't have Pogba and Kanté. That's how good Tchouaméni has been. Griezmann has been also absolutely fantastic, having himself a tournament. He's been great at the central attacking midfielder role. He's been one of the best players of the tournament in my opinion. Now Dembele and Mbappe providing a lot of pace and flair on the flanks has been also stunning for France throughout the tournament. And I mean, like Mbappe or not, this guy is one of the best players in the world. Mbappe is also just 23, and this Sunday he could be lifting his 2nd World Cup trophy already, which makes his World Cup numbers at his current age comparable to someone like Pele, which is insane. Now up top, France has Giroud, a player that has always come in clutch for France throughout World Cups when needed, and absolutely has in this edition once again, as they did lose Karim Benzema right before the World Cup started due to injury. Now one thing to be said, France mainly plays in a 4-2-3-1 formation, and that's how I expect them to be set up by Didier Deschamps for the final. Okay, so I talked about Argentina and I talked about France. Time for my score prediction. So these are 2 teams that like to play without the ball, which for modern soccer It is a recipe for success. We are past that tiki-taka possession-based era. That doesn't work as well as it used to. What I'm saying here is France will want Argentina to have the ball, and Argentina probably will want France to have the ball as well, which is odd because if both teams don't want to have the ball, you're not playing soccer, you're playing hot potato. But let me explain. Look, France let England have the ball. They also let Morocco have most of the possession. So I expect Argentina actually for this match to be the one that controls more of possession during the match, even though Argentina also is comfortable playing, allowing the opponent to have most of the possession. The question is, how much will Argentina be able to deal with France's counterattacks? France can really beat you without creating many chances, and all that pace on the flanks can be a problem in transition. France is also better than Argentina in transition. Argentina is very slow in possession. We've seen that throughout the tournament, which allows the opponent's defense to recompose and wait to strike back at the right time. And they have the players to do so. It's honestly almost the perfect matchup for France from a tactical standpoint. So I do have France as the favorites here. I really do. But hold your horses right there. That does not mean I think France will actually win this game. Tactically, yes, it fits for them. Argentina is slow to create, so France can recompose and try to hit them on the counter, which is what France loves. And they are the favorites. But I think Argentina might win this. And I actually have two reasons why I think Argentina can and probably will win this. One of them is pretty simple. It's Lionel Messi. Pretty straightforward. That's one of them. The other one is Kylian Mbappe's comments on South America months ago that could be a driving force to bring the best out of this Argentina side. And here's the quote. I'm going to read it for you. This is what Mbappe said, not me. The advantage that we Europeans have of being the favorites is that we always play each other and we have high-level matches. Argentina and Brazil don't have that level of competition in South America. The football is not as developed as in Europe. That is why most recent World Cup winners have been Europeans. And I think that quote can come back to bite Kylian Mbappe. And it will. And it breaks my Brazilian heart to say this, but I think despite France being the favorites, in my opinion, Argentina, Los Hermanos, will win the World Cup. My prediction is Argentina 3, France 2. I'm expecting a lot of goals in this final. France does allow the opposition to create a lot. We saw that against England, even against Morocco. So I think Argentina will get a few goals here and there. But I also expect France to bag a few goals against Argentina. 3-2 is my prediction. And I remember back in 2018, France did defeat Argentina 4-3. So hopefully we get a lot of goals once again. So yeah, it's very hard for me as a Brazilian to say that. But I think Argentina will win this World Cup. Messi will finish with a World Cup trophy, even though to me, lose or win, Messi's legacy is set. It doesn't matter, even if he loses. But if he wins, it just adds more to a legendary career from the Argentine player. Also, let me know in the comment section down below, what's your prediction for Argentina versus France? Who's going to win and the score? Okay, before we wrap things up here, okay, let me quickly talk about the third place match between Morocco and Croatia and give you my prediction. So look, the third place match is a consolation match, and sometimes it's worth nothing. But this time, it is different. It's worth a lot, and it's going to be a memorable game, and you should watch it. This game will be the last match of legendary Luka Modric. That will be his last World Cup match. Not of his career, but World Cup. It will also means the world to Morocco and Africa. This is such an important match. It'll be a wonderful match. It's not just a consolation game. It's a special match, and you should be paying attention. Now, I'm not going to give an analysis to it. I didn't put much thought into it, and we need to see how both teams play out. Some of them could give their subs some opportunities here, but I think Morocco will win this one 2-1, and it'll be the first African nation to finish in third place in World Cup history. But regardless of the outcome of this match between Morocco and Croatia, a big congratulations to both of these nations. They were absolutely fantastic in the World Cup, especially Morocco. Nobody, including myself, could have dreamed or thought of Morocco making it this far in the tournament. So congratulations to Croatia and to Morocco. All right, everyone, thank you very much for watching. It's been an absolute honor to cover the World Cup for you. Me and Dustin, the channel producer, loved every second of it. The growth has been amazing, tremendous, all thanks to you. So thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. Don't forget to continue to support by smashing that like button before you go, and follow us along because we have much more to go leading up to 2026. We're obviously focused more on covering US soccer and usually Brazil too when they play, but we're doing much more coverage of the Premier League as well as the year goes by. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and have a great day. I'll see you guys on Sunday on the live watch along. Bye-bye.